Hey guys, it's JC's Reborn Journey here, and I'm just here really quickly to give you guys a quick update about the nursery. So the nursery is going to try and not be a nursery anymore. So what I have is here is baby stuff that I would like to keep for my real baby eventually if I can have a baby. Not me, but my girlfriend or wife or whatever. I have Octavian in this box. I'm going to go to the car and get some bigger boxes, and then the one next to him is the baby that has a payment plan, so they wanted that stuff to be a surprise, so I won't show any of that. And then this is Braylon, so she's going to get a box as well. So I have 3 boxes I have to get. And then still growing through a lot of the stuff. A friend of mine is going to help me paint a few of my babies. Because I don't know if I'm really ready to get rid of Jackson yet, but I need to downsize his clothes. So each baby will get like 10 outfits and like maybe 3 pajama things, and then be able to put their shoes in there as well. That's theirs. And then that way I don't have any more bins for shoes and stuff like that. I have a whole thing of new preemie stuff. So somebody mentioned to me on my Etsy shop, which I did not comment back because they were being very rude, but I had forgotten to put what cola is going to be coming with. Now sadly I have no idea where I put this little man, but he's here somewhere. I mean, he didn't just up and leave, but I can't find him right this second. But when I find him, he's going to probably go home with over $1,000 worth of preemie and baby stuff and micro preemie stuff. So it's definitely worth the money to buy him, because you won't have to buy anything for him. You can, of course, but you don't need to, because he's going to come home with things that I've been collecting for over 6 years for him, and you know, by rights he's gonna go home with all his stuff that I got for him. So I do have him, and then I do have 2 reborns that are also preemies. So I haven't decided if I'm going to add more to those boxes, unless there's no more room. If there's no more room, then I can't. But a lot of this stuff is gonna go to you know, for cola. But what I may do as well, because they're preemie clothes, I may see about donating some preemie clothes to like a NICU or something, if we can do that, if that's even allowed. So I don't know if that's allowed or not, but for now I'm working on getting the stuff. Like any preemie stuff I have for girls is gonna go home with this little girl here. You can see her. So she's gonna go home with a bunch of stuff. And then I have 2 babies in here that are also like more micro preemie. So I have babies for them that I can have some stuff to go home with them. And then I made this thing, which I'm gonna probably give to this little baby here. So we'll see how she looks like. But I custom made that. So, but, and then I do have the 5-year-old, so I have somebody who's willing to help me paint the 5-year-old with air dry paints instead of Genesis heat paints. We'll see how that comes out. I've never had a baby actually painted with air dry paints. So the 5-year-old has some clothes here which I have to go through. I probably will go through her clothes once she's like put together, and like I can dress her, because maybe some things are just too big, so there's no reason to keep the big stuff, and I don't want to get rid of stuff that would actually fit her that's really, really cute. And then we have Big Man, him, Javian. So Javian's sister is gonna be named Jaslyn. So, Jaslyn and Javian. My friend, I asked my friend if you like the name Jayla or Jaslyn, and she liked Jaslyn a lot better. So I was like, okay. So Jackson right here is gonna go get painted. I'm just really not up for painting anymore. I'm not saying I'll never paint again. I'm just saying, like, right now I don't care to do anything. I'm still trying to figure out how to keep living. And some people had said to me, they're like, oh, well, have these babies helped you? And actually, no, they did the total opposite. It made it so bad where now I feel congested. I feel overwhelmed. I don't like coming home. I don't think it's the babies itself. I think it's just here. But I'm going to try and declutter this place, and hopefully if I can, maybe put some weights here and work out, maybe that will make me feel better. Who knows? I don't know. I don't think anything's going to make me feel better, to be honest with you. So before I let you go, let me tell you some updates about what's been going on mentally, which I had to strongly advocate for myself, which was very stressful. But I had to contact all my counselors and all my doctors and let them know what was happening. So I'm a very sensitive person when it comes to medication. Narcotics, antipsychotics, it doesn't matter what drug it is, antidepressants, you name it, I'm very sensitive to it. And you can usually tell within 72 hours if a medication is making you crazy. Of course, the psychiatrist is trying to tell me, you didn't give the medication a chance, you have the tendency to feel suicidal. I'm like, dude, not like this. Not when there's no reason to feel that way. So I went off my medication. I went back on the Tegretol that I want to be on, that I know works for my bipolar. And I asked my primary care doctor if he'd be willing, until I can find a psychiatrist, to prescribe me this medication until we can find somebody that will work with me. I've put in calls, I've done paperwork, I've done all this crappy stuff that I don't know how they think someone who's not in the right mind can do in the first place. And I'm lost. I don't even know what to do anymore at this point. Like, I'm so ready to just say, forget the medication. I don't really care anymore. I'm done fighting with people. And, of course, doctors think they're right. You think you're right. And you know what? I know myself better than anybody else. I have been through all this already before. I was hospitalized from the time I was 12 until 17, and probably took over 1,000 different medications in that time. And we finally found, once I went off all my meds, that I was bipolar. We went on a bipolar medication. That one didn't work. We went on Tegretol, and it worked great. And been on Tegretol for like 17 years. Now this doctor's trying to tell me, oh, because you use substances. I'm like, dude, I don't use substances. Like, not as you think I do. He thinks I'm a drug addict when I'm not even close to being a drug addict. And it frustrates me, because he's like, oh, I specialize in drug addiction. I'm like, well, then that's where our problem lies. You're not prescribing me anything for my anxiety because it's a barbiturate, or you're not prescribing me my Tegretol because you're making up stories. Like, he's like, it's not a story, it's a fact, blah, blah. I said, I don't care if I died tomorrow. At what point don't you guys understand this? I don't care if I live or die, but if I were to live, I'd rather live more, stable and live a shorter life than be manic and live a long life. Like, this is ridiculous. My heart won't be able to take it. Like, my heart's been palpitating. I've been having anxiety attacks like crazy this week. So, this is ridiculous, and I'm putting a stop to it. Now, my family, I've contacted them and let them know what the situation was. And even my family was like, if you need us to help you advocate for you, of course we'd be happy to do that. And I'm like, yeah, but the problem is I mentioned that to my doctor, and even he was just like, I don't care what your family thinks. So right there, I know that you're not the right doctor for me, because you wouldn't even work with my family, because my family knows me better than anybody. Like, I can't say they know me better than anybody, but I'm just saying they know me better than a doctor that I see once a month versus my family who, you know, took care of me for 18 years, you know? So my mom knows me a little better than he does, and she was upset that he tried taking me off the Tegretol. My mom knows Tegretol works. And honestly, I really highly feel like the benefits outweigh the risks. Like, I don't care if you told me if you start taking this, you're going to die in a month. Well, that's fine because I'm getting rid of all my stuff anyway. So it is what it is. If I need to die in a month, then I would rather die not feeling so crazy than feeling crazy and not getting the help I need and living a miserable life. Like, it's just not worth it anymore. So I need to find somebody who can work with me with PTSD that would be, you know, willing to give me my Tegretol as I need it and the dosage I need as. Like, he was just like, oh, well, then I'm not going any higher than that. I'm like, then what's the point of being on it? You're not going to give me the dose that I need in order to be sane, so what's the point? And my counselors don't really understand medication, so they don't understand medication talk. They don't understand. Like, I could talk until I'm blue in the face. I'd rather talk to Javian about medication because at least he's not going to talk back to me, you know. But it's ridiculous. Like, I really feel bad for people who can't advocate for themselves, who can't find the help that they need. Like, this is beyond ridiculous at this point. And I knew the second I met this guy, I'm like, yeah, I like him as a person, but not as a doctor. And it was my mistake for not going back in June and looking for another doctor. Like, I should have, when I saw him the first time, I should have been like, you know, then no. You know, and I can't afford to waste my time, continue going back in and out of the mental hospitals because a doctor's not working with me, and then finding out, you know, and then finding out later on that when I want to have bottom surgery, I can't have bottom surgery because I'm not mentally stable because somebody's been messing with my mental health for that long. And I told him, I said, I've been playing this medication game with you since August. I'm done. I've had enough. It's 6 months of way too long of being manic, feeling crazy, feeling not just suicidal but homicidal. I'm done. I've had enough. Now I have an eating disorder because the stress is so bad that I can't even enjoy the simple things in life. Like, yesterday it was so bad that I had to leave my friend's house because I could not trust myself around anybody anymore. And she's got 2 little children. I'm not saying that I was going to hurt anybody or anything like that, but I was definitely feeling, I had a headache so bad because I'm withdrawing from stuff. So I had to remove myself from the room because the boys were too close to me and they were yelling in my ear when I had a headache that was just like it just hurt too bad. So I had to literally leave the room, which I do many times when I've had enough. I just can't do it anymore, so I leave the room. But I didn't just leave the room. I left her house. Like, I needed to go home. Not that I wanted to go home. I just needed to get out of this situation because I was feeling that bad. I'm tired of feeling this way, though. I want help. I want the right help. I want the medication that I'm going to, need to be on. Not just be playing this game. But anyways, that's really it. That's my update. I'm going to counseling today. Hopefully that goes okay. I'm sure he's going to give me help or stuff too. So, and now I'm going to feel uncomfortable going to counseling because that's where the psychiatrist is. So, thanks a lot. I can just say that. Now I'm going to have anxiety about going to this place because he's there until I see my counselor. He leaves around that time. I don't really want to see him. And then my other counselor is right next door to his office. So again, I don't feel comfortable being in the waiting room now. So I love how people just make me feel so uncomfortable in life. It's just ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. Like, I can't even. I mean, it gets to the point where I'd rather just stay home and wait to die versus going out in this world and being tortured every friggin' day. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna let you go. I'm going through my stuff. I gotta go get boxes in the car and go through even Javian's stuff. I can't keep everything. It's ridiculous. It's, and Javian's actually gonna go in the closet. I have these, see the chairs right there? So those chairs are gonna open up, and then him and Jackson for now will go on there, but him and his sister will go on there as well. And then all this stuff is gonna have to be sorted out and dealt with. I don't know what to do with that thing. I can always buy another one when I have a baby. There's no sense of keeping it. I am keeping limited edition diapers though, and that's probably it. I'm gonna keep some bottles for my baby that I would like to have in real life, and then I'll keep a few bottles for my reborn in silicone babies, and then let the rest of them go. So some will go with babies, some will go and be donated to babies that need them. So, but that is really it, guys. I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys are having a good holiday. I get nothing for Christmas or Hanukkah or anything this year. I get nothing. I didn't buy myself anything. I didn't ask for anything. I don't want anything. All I want to do is file for bankruptcy and get that over with. So hopefully we can sell more babies so I can finally file for bankruptcy. It just really sucks that you need to have money in order to file for bankruptcy. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know how to even go about this. So it is what it is, and we'll just keep selling stuff until I have the money to file, and then that's really it. So, and I haven't decided about the other baby that's in that box. I don't know if I want to try and repaint him. He is really cute, but he is a cloth body, and it drives me crazy. And I don't know what I want to do after Christmas if babies don't sell. If I want to keep trying and selling them. I'm not bringing their price down anymore. I brought some prices down quite a bit. It's as far as I go. Babies are coming with a lot of stuff, and I'm not going to sell the baby separately to get a lower price. I'm not doing that. I'm not playing any games. I just want to sell the babies and get them out of here, get the baby stuff out of here, and be done with it. I am not saying that I'm getting rid of my hobby. I'm just saying I need to go in a different direction with the hobby. So that's how I can say it to you guys. Like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't really care to be here anymore, to be quite honest with you. I know you guys are probably like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill you if you try and do anything bad to yourself. I'm not planning on anything, but I am not in the right frame of mind, and I don't really want to go back to the hospital, but what I would do is I would try to call the place that I was at before and see if I can try and go back with them versus having to go to the ER and having to do it that way. So, but I also want to talk to the hospital also because their psychiatrist that they had there, I liked her, and I found out she does outpatient as well. I just don't know where. So it might be not a bad idea to call them and find out, but we will see. I just did not like the eating disorder side. Don't put me on there. If you put me on there, I'm done. But that's really it, guys. And just so you know, eating sucks again, too. But that's enough ranting about everything. I hope you guys are having a good holiday season. Javian and Jackson says, hello, hi people, how you doing? And yeah, I guess we're just gonna downsize a little bit and just go into a different direction. So, we hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. If I don't speak with you guys before then, enjoy Christmas, and we will be talking to you guys soon. So, if you like this video, don't forget to like down below. Feel free to leave me any comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys back here the next time.